I've never loved so deeply. I met, he was my true love. Together, hands entwined, the infinite avenues of possibility open wide in our hearts. We dared to live fully and free, fighting the borders that tried to divide us, making our love dangerous, impossible. We were lovers in exile. I met, he could never go home. Not as a gay man. His sexuality brought shame to his family. Our lives, our love, a scandal to the antiquated barrier to choose freely. If he went home, he would either be forced to live a life that was not his, be tortured, or die. His family would never accept him as a gay man, and it tore him apart. In coming out, he had crossed an invisible line that was unforgiving. Our only hope for a life together was to move elsewhere, somewhere on the other side of that line that separates me from my love, the dead from the living. It's where we spent our last days together. The only place in our part of the world that didn't have laws against us. But there are laws that supersede government laws. People's beliefs are the only real law. Ahmet's family believed his life was immoral, bad, illicit, the worst of the worst. They issued him death threats 5 months before they murdered him. The police, they wouldn't offer any protection. We lived in constant fear, always aware that our end was a possibility. Our open love for each other committed the worst crime. It marred his family's honor and reputation. They desperately wanted him to come home and cleanse their family's name. He loved his family, but he had eaten the fruit of knowledge and love. We could grow old no other way than together. He and I, our lives, together, moving and creating, we held each other, hoping, praying, and loving, and loving, and loving, and loving, and loving. We did our best to live our lives. We dreamed about our future together. We made love. I kissed him. I held him. I looked long into his eyes. We could only hope for the best as our doom approached. Honor killings are mostly done to women. We didn't think it would happen to us. I would like to think his father didn't want to do it. Maybe he had to. It's possible Ahmet's father was being tortured and beat up by other believers, intimidating him into killing his only son. Ahmet was killed on July 16th, 2008. He was 26. His dad, he traveled more than 600 miles to fire 5 shots at his son. The neighbors watched through the windows and did nothing more. Ahmet, after being shot, in an attempt to escape, he tried to drive away as his life was leaving him. He was a victim of the country's deepening friction on the border between an increasingly liberal society and its entrenched conservative traditions. He died struggling to live and love, openly and freely, for crossing a border that exists only in the human mind. A border that can be whatever we want it to be.
Be free!